We are going to begin, so if there are folks in the back that want to come and find your seats, since we have a number of people who are going to be with us online, we're going to try very hard to stick to the schedule so that they know when things will be occurring. And I want to begin by thanking all of you who came, in some cases, from pretty great distances. And also, as you can see from behind me, a number of people who are joining us also from considerable distances, but doing so electronically. We are really pleased to be able to host this conversation today. I'm here, John Wucher, as the director of the Lippmann-Canfer Institute, which is an action-oriented think tank for innovation engagement. So I can almost spit that out well. And we are part of GESNA, and what you are in now is our GESNA all multi-purpose room. We have a number of other colleagues work with us here on the floor, and some of them may drop by, like the Jewish New Teachers Project, et cetera, to sit in for some portions of this afternoon or this evening. But we're really thrilled to host this and also to be partnering with the Berman Jewish Policy Archive and our colleagues down at Wagner NYU, and they will have more to say a little bit later. Steve Cohen, the director of the Berman Jewish Policy Archive, will be arriving shortly. I think he's across town at a meeting, and we'll scoot over here quickly as they let him get away. For us at the Lippmann-Canfer Institute, this is actually part of a process that we began, I think, more than 2 years ago now, in terms of bringing people together to talk about the impact and the potential of technology for Jewish learning and engagement. And I think that it is certainly even clearer now than it was when we began these conversations that technology will be central to learning and hopefully to Jewish learning, certainly for the foreseeable future. Like many of you, I get a lot of newsletter feeds every day. One of them that I get is from the ASCT, which used to be known as the Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development, and it is not particularly a technology-oriented organization. It's just a general organization in education, and represents teachers and school directors and professors of education. And I would have to say that probably fully 30 or 40% of all of the news stories that they highlight every day, they do a little digest of news stories, now deal with technology. I mean, it's just today there was a story about the use of video for teacher evaluation, and there are always 2 or 3 stories about new ways to use technology in teaching. So it's just pervasive, and I think this is why we felt that it's so important to focus attention on the role of technology within Jewish education as part of our work. Our goal today is to further that conversation about what this means for all of us. Sometimes I know there's a tendency to deprecate conferences and conversations. You know, we're not actually here doing anything. We're just here talking. And I always felt a little bit guilty about that as somebody who has convened a lot of conversations and participated in even more over the years. But I was so gratified to read recently in a book called The Power of Pull, which some of you may have seen by John Hagel, John Seeley Brown, and Lang Davidson. Is that his last name? I don't even remember. That actually, according to their very open Quran understanding of how change is working in the business arena and how our society is operating, conferences are actually very important things because it's the flow of knowledge today rather than the stock of knowledge that we hold in our own heads that really provide, in their terms, the source for competitive advantage for business, but also the currency for social change. So I no longer feel guilty standing before a group like this and saying, we brought you here today to have a conversation. We don't know will lead to, frankly. But whatever it does lead to, you're the people who will lead it. And this is in some ways an insider's conversation and was deliberately designed and structured as such for people who are doing this work from a variety of different points, to be sure. Some who are doing it on the front lines educationally, some who are involved in producing technology-enhanced resources and materials, others who are involved in the wider world of Jewish media and telecommunications, blogging, etc. So people are coming from different places, but all of you are people who are activists in this arena. So this is not about presenting these ideas to a wider audience yet. And if you do that anyway in the course of your own work, this is about a conversation among ourselves. And the program is straightforward. You've all seen it. We've organized it around 2 sessions, one that will take place before dinner, one after dinner. And in between, we have the good fortune to have Jeffrey Chandler, professor from Rutgers University, who will join us to talk a little bit from his perspective about the whole world of media and Jewish life. Both of the sessions will be keynoted by 3 panelists on the group. And I want to emphasize that. They're keynoting the discussion. It's not that they're here simply to present and take answers. As soon as they have finished their presentations, the floor is going to be open, and what we hope will take place is a rich conversation with all of you participants, including those who are joining us on Mega Meeting. A little bit more about the technology, 1 or 2 words about the technology and the setup. We keep learning and doing this better and better, and I want to thank Jenny Eisenberg, who is here with us, who is our JESNA technology person for these kinds of conferences. We have, as you can see, we have our smartboard operating, we have our Mega Meeting operating, and hopefully people will be able to hear and follow as we go through. We're also, thanks to Monica Rosenfeld, who was really the prime mover for this entire project at the Lippmann Canfer Institute that we call JE3, and I imagine many of you, I hope many of you, have seen our JE3 web site, and Monica is the person who really has put all of that together. She is streaming via Ustream, so we actually have 2 video feeds going, and we're not sure how it's going to work. I think that's it for announcements, and now on with the show.